How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout, the YouTube show where you subscribe for the latest and greatest updates in the cryptocurrency space. And today we have to talk about all the drama that's been unfolding on the cryptocurrency platform. Of course, we have to talk about how the community was responding to Bitcoin nearly breaking out of its slump, and then of course we've retracted back now around 3,877, but that still is, I think, a pretty good indication that we could be seeing a healthy market in 2019. These sort of dead cat bounces are usually short-lived, and I didn't have very many high expectations as to that particular bounce taking us to the moon, getting us out of this slump, but at the same time is still a pretty good indication of the health and the interest that still remains in the cryptocurrency space. Now, talking about a lot of this different stuff, I mean, could the longest ever Bitcoin bear market be nearing an end, says this article right here by News BTC, giving a pretty interesting analysis, formulating a pretty good hypothesis as to now over the past couple of weeks, Bitcoin has been able to continue basically approaching the $3,000 low range as the strong level of support, and I think that it's pretty safe to say the bottom has been reached. But although I don't want to speak too soon, I'd say that the bottom at this point is somewhere around the $3,000 mark, according to my calculations. However, we're going to be giving a lot of attention in this video to Cardano. Of course, we've got EMURGO launches blockchain academic, in India. Of course, EMURGO is official commercial and venture arm of Cardano and has announced to plan expand into India by opening a blockchain academy. I think this is a pretty good move. Why India? The country of India has emerged as technology powerhouse. If you guys aren't in tune to global events as much as I know a lot of people are, India is really up and coming. They're really on track to, I mean, it's not just the fact that they're about to be the home of the most subscribed YouTube channel on YouTube after they pass PewDiePie, but that's just a larger symptom of the fact that there's a thing called internet penetration, and it's essentially the fact that there's plenty of people in India who are now soon to be introduced to the internet in a way that's pretty much internet saturation. In a lot of countries that have had the internet for a long time, the populations had time to get used to it, are sort of fatigued out, but India is sort of emerging on the scene, and it's a pretty good move by Cardano to set up shop in India, because as we've talked about before, the developing countries are really they're really getting ready to take over as far as the internet is concerned, and the lack of the absence of regulations that are sort of just part of the infrastructure in places like the US are definitely a competing variable that sort of hinges on that sort of question what we see involving the movement forward versus the infrastructure that's already in place, and the fact that places like India are able to essentially use the most developed technology to create the infrastructure that's going to be making a pretty big impact. So the IT market in the country is worth 160 billion and projected to double 350 billion by 2025, with such potential and talent. EMURGO chose to set up the institution in the country. EMURGO's chief investment officer, Manmeet Singh, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that name correctly, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me. This individual explained how talented individual through the academy will further the expression of the use of blockchain technology. So if this isn't an indication of the fact that Cardano definitely does have its a good sense of the pulse of, the heartbeat of what's going on, I don't know what else would show you that. I mean, the fact of the matter is, left and right, all these different cryptos are making their moves. I mean, of course, it was interesting to see something like XRP made this bounce back, especially, and of course, it was an interesting indication to see what cryptos actually were able to make that bounce. I mean, just taking a quick look at the Cardano roadmap right here. Of course, we're going to be expecting a new roadmap coming up. I think a lot of people in the Cardano community are excited for that as well. And of course, just checking out the price where it currently stands. Now, as far as the live update goes, I've been paying attention to these candlesticks right here, and essentially what we can expect to see moving forward with the Cardano value. I mean, of course, for this past month, we basically reached the all-time highs for the month, and now we're sort of just resettling on that level, which was before, of course, determined as the pretty sense of stability. I mean, of course, back in December, things being a bit lower. Now, of course, the price being a bit pumped up at the expense of what we were seeing involving a lot of these different variables with these billions of dollars that seem to just flood in and out. I'm sure that there's plenty of people who are getting ready to write a comment right now talking about market manipulation, and sure that it would be difficult to mount a sufficient reply, because nobody can really deny the fact that there is a lot of manipulation happening in the space right now. I think one thing is for certain, though, when looking at just plain facts, looking at what Cardano has done involving the academic side of things, and of course the scientific, I mean, what Charles Hoskinson's managed to do with this project, I'm certainly excited to see, especially how Cardano has been taking its time, which is of course something that you don't actually see with a lot of cryptocurrencies. The fact that Cardano is pretty much working their butt off to get things up and running before these big crypto. Of course, we've seen it before. Cryptos will have all this hype, and then they'll essentially crash and burn because they aren't able to mount sufficient product. And I think Shelly is going to be a pretty interesting thing that's up and coming as well. According to longforecast.com, Cardano's price projection for 2019 is $1.89. It's based on technical analysis, so that would be pretty incredible to see $1.89 Cardano, which of course would pretty much be an entirely new animal from what we're seeing right now. I think a lot of people would turn their heads in awe of such a price movement. But of course, however, not all calculations are the same. For example, the Wall Investor Technical Analysis website is less optimistic. It states ADA is expected to fall to 0.0139 by the end of the year. Of course, would make it not the best investment in the world. Now, of course, you guys know I'm not paid by Cardano to make these videos in any way, shape, or form. I mean, everything that I give you guys here is just strictly my opinion, my analysis. Of course, I'd always recommend that you guys go out there into the wide world of crypto and do your own research. Remember, I'm not your dad. Obviously, you guys got to figure out where you're going to go in life on your own. And basically, just these videos are here for entertainment purposes. But still, Bitcoin sheds 10% of its value after touching 2-month high. I'm still, like I said before, I'm expecting to see the things. I mean, I'm still expecting to see things go sideways for a little while longer. I mean, that pump and dump that we just witnessed was sort of a bit unexpected, but I think coinciding with the advancements in technology that Cardano has, I think that we could be expecting to see some pretty interesting things. So Cardano aimed to make minimal transaction fees. I think this is definitely something that we have to keep an eye on. At the same time, we have to look at the fact that we have a situation developing right now where basically Bitcoin was the introduction, to digital gold when it came down to it in the cryptocurrency space. We had that sort of revolutionary real change in the way that people were perceiving currency, and then of course Ethereum came along with smart contracts, and now we're in the age of something a little bit more I think people expect from their cryptos, which is sort of the age of Cardano. And while crypto moves beyond its previous reputation as more of a investment, while people stopped thinking about cryptocurrency in terms of the way that they manage their stock portfolio and actually develop their mentality around these things as respectively thinking of cryptocurrency as it actually exists as real emerging technology. I think a analysis of Cardano would lead people to believe that this is one of those cryptocurrencies that you don't want to sleep on. Definitely looking into all these different things is pretty interesting. And I mean, I think that as an emerging technological side of the world, I mean, Cardano is certainly doing its part on an international scale to really work for more of a level playing field. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting crypto to be paying attention to. So Bitcoin's price has dropped below 100-week moving average, confirming a bearish crossover, the first since April 2015. So I mean, you guys know what happened after April 2015. Now of course we're looking at sort of the next stage of where crypto is going to be expected to go. I mean, this article right here, of course, was interesting, in the grand scheme of things. Bitdeer.com connects with via BTC mining pool, computing power shared platform. Today announced a strategic platform with via BTC, one of the world's largest Bitcoin mining pools. The partnership allows users of Bitdeer.com to be directly connected with via BTC's mining pool, and with Bitdeer.com's dashboard tools, miners and mining processes are rewarded. Definitely an interesting article right there for anybody who follows that sort of thing. Certainly something to keep a heads up on. But yeah, when we're looking at Cardano and we're just all these different expectations sort of coming and going and overlapping at certain points, I think we can look forward to seeing where Shelley is going to take us. And I mean, according to a lot of this analysis, I think good things are around the corner. Of course, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have found this informative. Of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and of course, comment down below letting us know what you guys think. Of course, we can expect to see some pretty interesting things in the near future, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.